A massive digital earthquake has just hit the Nigerian internet today, driven by a highly viral and explosive headline that has completely taken over the political space and social media platforms. The bold headline screaming that an American-based former insider, Chioma Amaryllis aghaotu, has completely exposed NNAMDI KANU by declaring that he does not genuinely care about Biafra, is sending absolute shockwaves across the nation and the massive global diaspora. For a movement that commands incredible loyalty and has completely altered the political, economic, and security landscape of the entire Southeast region, an accusation of this magnitude coming from a former top-tier insider is bound to create a severe digital storm. While Chioma Amaryllis is a name that has been connected to the Radio Biafra movement's history for years, she has recently resurfaced in a major way this March 2026, dropping absolute bombshells during a highly publicized 2.5-hour sit-down on the popular gbam interview platform. Her explosive news statements are currently tearing through the internet, creating a massive divide among supporters, critics, and political observers who are desperately trying to uncover the actual truth behind the inner workings of the indigenous people of Biafra. According to the viral discussions stemming from her lengthy 2026 expository interviews, she is aggressively pushing the narrative that the movement has brought nothing but absolute confusion to the region. She boldly asserts that the entire struggle has been heavily monetized and manipulated, serving as an emotional tool to continuously extract massive financial donations from passionate but gullible Igbos living comfortably in the diaspora. She insists that the organization operates with absolutely zero democratic structure, acting much more like a private, unregulated enterprise where massive international funds are tightly controlled by a select few without any tangible accountability to the millions of supporters back home. She specifically challenged the diaspora to physically travel back to Nigeria to verify the actual structural realities of the movement instead of blindly trusting the emotional rhetoric continuously broadcasted over the internet. These are incredibly heavy allegations, especially coming from a woman who once operated at the very heart of the movement's international public relations machinery and previously claimed a close personal relationship with the leader himself. Navigating through these incredibly tense and highly controversial political waters takes a massive amount of dedication and completely unbiased research. If you truly appreciate receiving these highly detailed, factual, and unfiltered political breakdowns that separate the noise from the actual truth, please take just one quick second right now to smash that like button. Liking this video is the absolute best way to tell the YouTube algorithm to push this crucial, reality-based information to millions of other patriotic Nigerians who deeply care about the future of our nation and want to understand the truth behind these viral headlines. Also, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell immediately. We dedicate our time every single day to tracking these vital national stories, and your wonderful support is exactly what empowers our newsroom to keep bringing you the exact truth behind the biggest news directly to your screen. Moving right back into the intense fallout of these explosive revelations, the reaction from the loyal supporters of the movement has been absolutely fierce and unapologetic. Many loyalists are aggressively defending their leader, who is still facing heavy legal battles and incarceration, arguing that these 2026 interviews are nothing but a highly sponsored, deeply calculated smear campaign designed to completely derail the ongoing international lobbying efforts for his release. They strongly dismiss her resurfaced claims as the bitter rantings of an estranged former ally who is desperately seeking internet relevance and views in the current political climate. However, critics of the movement and everyday citizens who have suffered the devastating consequences of the regional instability are heavily amplifying her voice. They are using her detailed allegations as undeniable proof that the violent enforcement of Monday sit-at-home orders and the massive economic destruction of the Southeast region, which has cost local businesses uncountable billions of naira, have absolutely nothing to do with true freedom, but everything to do with maintaining a highly lucrative international network. When a former insider comes out in 2026 to state that the leadership does not even care about the core ideology of the struggle, it forces a very painful internal reflection among the youth who have sacrificed their education, their livelihoods, and in some tragic cases, their lives for the movement.
The weight of her words in the current year is incredibly significant because the Southeast region is currently desperate for a permanent political solution and a definitive end to the endless cycle of violence and economic bleeding. Her highly controversial stance provides a massive talking point for traditional rulers, governors, and civil society organizations who believe it is time for the region to completely pivot away from the current disruptive leadership style and focus entirely on rebuilding the regional economy and forging new political alliances within the Nigerian state. She described the organization as being built almost entirely on an emotional myth rather than the actionable strategic diplomatic steps required to achieve any form of self-determination in the modern geopolitical landscape. This incredibly tense intersection of past secrets and current political realities brings us to a very deep and important national conversation, and I genuinely want to hear your personal, highly detailed thoughts on this complex matter. When you listen to these heavy allegations brought forward by a former insider like Chioma Amaryllis in her recent 2026 interviews, do you firmly believe that she is telling the absolute truth about the monetization of the struggle, or do you think this is just a calculated attempt to destroy the movement while its leader is locked away? Furthermore, do you feel that the diaspora is truly disconnected from the daily pain of the local citizens living in the Southeast, or are they the only ones effectively keeping the dream alive on the international stage? Please take a few moments right now to go straight down into the comment section and type out your full, honest opinion. Your unique perspective is an incredibly vital part of this massive ongoing national conversation about the integrity of our political movements, the power of the diaspora, and how we can finally achieve lasting peace, economic recovery, and prosperity in our beloved country.